All you're going to need for this one is a 1/32 ounce round ball jig head, one piece of black hackle, some black thread, and some flash. Right there. That is all you're going to need for this bluegill bait. Let's do it. So 1/32 round ball, number 8. We're going to make a bluegill bait out of this. I'm going to show you the baits that I make when I know we're going bluegill fishing. These are what I make up. I'll make up some natural colors, and then I'll make up some brighter colors. So let's get this going. We're going to be using that little piece of hackle. We're going to coat the hook and just do our normal thing. We're just downsizing some. This, like I said, this is a 1/32 ounce round ball jig head with the number 8 J hook in it. And I'm just going to put a little bit on there. We're going to cover that whole hook. We're going to cover the whole hook with thread. We're going to cover the whole shank of the hook with chenille also. And we're going to tie this all the way down right to the point of the hook, just like every bait I tie, same way. So let's go back up and let's stop right there. Making bluegill baits, you can do a lot. You can make them dark, make them bright, make them natural looking, make them just red, blue, green, yellow. I mean, there's so many colors. Bluegill get in those moods where sometimes it don't matter what you throw at them, and sometimes it really matters. Sometimes almost more than crappie. I mean, that's what I've seen when it comes to bluegill baits. We're going to be putting this olive green crystal flash in it. I'm going to pull off a pretty decent amount of it just to make sure I got enough to cover that hook. So we're going to start right there. That's how much I got off of it, and I'm going to trim it and make it as even as I could possibly get it. And also, y'all let me know what you think about this camera angle. Does this work? Is it worse? Should the camera be facing the other way? Comment down there and let me know so I know if there might be some of y'all that don't like this camera angle and it might be a little bit better. I'm going to tell you right now, it's maybe just a little bit harder to tie sitting right behind the camera. We get to those last wraps right there. I want to go loose. I don't want them super tight, because you make them super tight, they stand up. And it stood up just a little bit more than I wanted it to, but we're going to go with it. We're going to cover all that up with our thread. And these are simple. Think outside the box when you're making bluegill baits. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to make this. I've got my way to make it. Other people got their way to make it. And it's kind of totally just all up to you on how you want to do it. Now, I'm going to take that one little bitty hackle, and I'm going to pull all those fibers. I'm going to get it all jacked up. See what I done with it? Just run your fingers down it, just like that. Make them all stand up. Y'all can already see where this is going, I'm sure. And we're going to start back here at the back. And I'm going to tie in the spine of that hackle feather. And I'm going to come all the way to the head of the bait. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that hackle, and I'm going to use that hackle. I'm not going to use the chenille on this one. I changed my mind right in the middle of tying this. I decided it's not what I wanted to do. And we're just going to twist it. And if you go like a dark head, white feathers, bright feathers, it'll work. It'll all work. Just depends on what you think your bluegill are doing in your area. Do they want a buggy looking bait? Do they want a bright looking colored bait? And I'm pulling those fibers as I'm going around, trying to keep that body as even as possible. And then we're going to go right up on the other side of our thread, just like if you was using a chenille. And we're going to pull it. We're going to give it a wrap right there. And I'm going to pull it back over. This is one of those baits where you almost need 3 hands. And we're going to go right there again. That's going to strap that hackle down. Now I can kind of let go of it. Get a couple wraps right there. Now what to do with that piece of hackle? I almost want to lay it down, but I don't want to get back into that body being all jacked up. So we're just going to reach in there. We're going to clip that hackle loose. We're going to wrap that head up. And when you got leftover hackles, on the next video, I'm going to show you exactly what I do with those leftover hackles from tying all those crappie jigs. We're going to cut it right there, and I'm just going to take my UV resin, and I'm just going to put, it's really cold down here today, and I did not warm this up, so it's probably going to be super thick. And we're just going to pull some of those hairs back right there, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the neck. I'm going to coat the head, because I did not cure it in the oven. A lot of times I don't cure them in the oven if I'm using a UV resin on them. We're going to hit it with our light for just a second. Ain't going to take much on this one. There ain't very little on that. You know, change your colors up. Make this how you want it to come out. Bright colors, dark colors. Make them short, make no tail, and make them all just buggy looking. That right there is one of my favorite bluegill baits. Right there. And actually, it's one of my favorite in the right size, 1/32 with the number 8 hook. To me, it's a lot more castable. Let me know what you think. And please tell me about this camera angle. Are you okay with this? Like, share, subscribe, follow. And let's get some more going. It's going to be cold this week. Let's get these baits back up and rolling.